Hey guys, David, Three Risk Card Collector, back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing my top 25 cards in my collection. These are based roughly on VCP values. Some of them are a little less traded than others, so the last comps are either ones from before I bought them or they're ones that I purchased, so I kind of tried to estimate based off maybe some other grades of ones that I've traded recently, or just some trends I'm seeing with similar players in the hobby. So, start out some honorable mentions in the background here. I got my 39 Paul Waner. This is in a PSA 4. These go for about $100 or so. I got my 1985 OPC sticker, Mario Lemieux. This is rookie year. Since it's a sticker, it's more of an insert, not an actual rookie card, but I really like the look of this sticker. That's in a PSA 8. Those also go for about $100 or so. If you're trying to get into hockey a little bit, vintage hockey is down a lot right now, whether it's Lemieux or Gretzky, any of those guys. Significant downturn in prices as of late, so good time to bounce on some of them. Then I got this 2009 Topps Andrew McCutchen from Update, rookie card, somewhere in that $75 to $100 range. But I do have a couple cards that probably would make this, but I just sent them off to CGC to get graded. My Patrick Kane Young Guns, it's pretty low grade, so it's not going to be worth too much more than raw, probably less than raw. But that's off. That was in my video last year. Then I also have an Acuna Bat Down rookie that's in a really low grade, and an Ohtani Bowman Chrome rookie in a low grade. I just want to get them slabbed up, but those would probably be borderline on the tail end of this video, and they're just not in my collection right now to show off. So I'll give the rough guesstimates on value as we go through this. That way, if you follow along maybe next year, just to track how the collection grew, both in actual cards and in value. So at number 25, this is my 1948 Bowman Ralph Kiner rookie in a PSA 2. Dead centered on this one, but very rounded corners. This is about $100. This was actually number 25 last year as well. At 24, I've got my Connor McDavid rookie. This is from OPC Platinum. It's in a PSA 9. He's been doing pretty well as of late, so this card's up a little bit. It's worth about $120 right now. At 23, I've got my 1949 Leaf Ralph Kiner. Really good coloring on this one, but very off-center. This is a SGC 3. This is worth about I think I paid $160. It might be worth a little more than that, but it was someone I've done many deals with before. So at number 22, this is where pricing gets kind of weird on cards like this. This is my T206 Fred Clark in a SGC 1. Very clearly a 1. All the creasing, the paper loss on the back, the really beat up lower edge. It's really hard with these super low grade vintage cards, just because the price for a 1 could be this with really good registration and color. It could be one that has almost no back on it. It could be one that just has a pinhole, but everything else is dead sharp. Just makes these low grade ones tough to estimate. But 200 is about what I ended up paying for this. So that's what we'll go with for now. At 21, another Fred Clark. This is the T205. Sovereign back, so it's a little more difficult than your standard Piedmonts and Sweet Caps, but pretty good centering and limited chipping compared to a lot of copies. So that one's also worth about $200. At number 20, I've got my Willie Stargell rookie. This one's an SGC 4. So I had a copy of this last year, but it was in a BVG 6. But I downgraded it this year. Downgraded by getting one that had a little better top corner there, so the blue's stronger. Centerings and color's about the same though. So that one's also about $200. At number 19, I've got my Bill Mazeroski rookie autographed. This is just autograph graded. The card's in really good shape on this one. That's why I think I value it a little higher. And then the autograph's a pretty strong blue marker compared to some ballpoint pen or just some weak markers. But I paid $215 for this. I thought I did pretty good on that one. At number 18, I've got my Dick Groat rookie card. This is in a PSA 2.5, so these are the high number ones, if you're not aware. Shorter printed than all the other cards earlier in the series, so they're a little scarcer. And these cards are very difficult to find in good color, so really happy with this one. That's worth about $225. At number 17, I've got my Alex Ovechkin rookie. This is in a PSA 9. Not the Young Guns version. Those ones are just really expensive, so I settled with the Fleer Ultra. Really good picture. Nice looking card. Some little glare on the slab there. This is currently worth about $240. Last year, when hockey cards were up a little more, this was as high as number 10 in my collection. At 16, I got my W572 Pie Trainer strip card from 1923. This is in a Fiji EX4. These are blank back. Very difficult to price these cards because they rarely show up, period. Plus to get one that grades as high as a 4. So I threw a number of $250 out there for this one. No idea if that's close or good or wrong. I don't know. But that is 16 in my collection. At number 15, I've got my Yinglings Pie Trainer. This is in a PSA 2. These also don't sell very often, but a couple have sold in the past year, where I kind of gauged a value of $250-ish on this one. Might be a little on the high side, but like I said, these don't sell too often, so that's the value I put on it. And last year, this was all the way up at number 8. I think just the sales this year hurt that one. At number 14, I've got this Ben Roethlisberger autograph card. This one's number 2 out of 5 from Panini Black. This is actually the black parallel too. So this is like an acetate auto, and that picture is just very synonymous with Ben Roethlisberger running out of the smoke tunnel there before the game. Very desirable Ben Roethlisberger autograph. I rarely see these pop up anywhere, and this came out 2 years ago. And with the hype of football in the hobby now, you'd think you'd see more of these, but you just don't. So I've got that one valued at about $275. Last year, that was number 16 in my collection, so it ended up jumping up a couple spots there this year. At number 13, I've got my 1962 Post-Canadian Roberto Clemente. You've probably seen a bunch of the Posts before. The Canadian version, so you can see it's kind of split. English up here, French down here. And same thing with the stats on the bottom. Really cool card. You don't see these pop up too often. They are available. I think there's some on eBay right now, actually. So if you're interested, check them out. This one's a PSA 3. and then it's just the blank back of the box panel. But these ones are up pretty high from when I bought it. That's upwards at about $290. Number 12, this is a pretty recent addition. This is my Famous and Bar Max Carey from 1916. Nice glossy picture on these. And it's got the Famous and Bar advertising back. Another one that doesn't trade very often. I paid around $300 for this. And it's got an SGC 2.5. So, like I said, no idea if that's anywhere close to being accurate or not. In number 11, this is a card that I've upgraded since last year, and that is my 33 Goudey Pie Trainer. Last year's video, I had a PSA 2 example. Now we've got the 3. Much better coloring and registration, much better centering. Just a fantastic upgrade for my collection. This is one of my favorite cards. I just love the 33 Goudey set. Pie Trainer is one of my favorite guys to collect. And this is just a beautiful picture. So this is worth about $300 also. So now we're into the top 10. At number 10, I've got this Harrington's Ice Cream Paul Wayner. Last year, this was number 7 in my collection. These are just hard to price. Again, the ice cream cards don't trade too often, and especially ones like this that get grades up to 5. It's very difficult to find comparable sales. So I've got this one valued at about $350. It's a little, I just kind of went a little less than what I paid for it based on the price decrease of a lot of the ice cream cards I've been seeing this year. At number 9, I've got my Marc-Andre Fleury Young Guns rookie card. This one's in a PSA 8. VCP's got this only at like $220, $250-ish. But I've been seeing a lot of sales on social media and just some other ones that haven't been updated in VCP yet that have this going $350 to $400. So I've got it at $350. He's getting really close to taking over second all-time in goalie wins in NHL history. So I think that's why the value is spiking on this one as of late. And like all hockey, it'll probably cool off until he gets into the Hall of Fame in a few years. Number 8. Another one of those ones that doesn't trade often. The E253 Oxford Confectionaries of Max Carey. This one's in a PSA 2.5. So I've got this one valued at $400 because that's what I paid for it. But if you go in VCP, the last sale is this exact card when it sold a couple years ago. So they haven't updated my sale into there, and there hasn't really been any other ones for me to look off of. So we'll just put what I paid for it, and that's what it is for now. At number 7, I've got my 1926 to 29 exhibits, Paul Wayner. This is the postcard back. This one's got a sepia tone to it. But this one got a PSA 3. Based on some recent sales, I've got this valued around $500. Getting the number grade really helped the value of this. It's almost 3 times what I paid for it as a just authenticate graded. So number 6, another recent addition. I've got my Mario Lemieux rookie card. Last year, I had the Topps version represented in my collection, so really happy to finally upgrade to the OPC version. This is a PSA 8. I got this at a $550 value when I acquired it. I've seen some sales go upwards of $6 to $6.50. So it's somewhere in that range for this guy. Again, now's a great time to be buying vintage hockey if you are interested in getting into that. So to kick off my top 5, I've got my Sidney Crosby rookie, Fleer Ultra, just like the Ovechkin. This one's in a BGS 10. And this one's valued around $700. He's having a phenomenal year. He's already put up a Hall of Fame career. And he's on pace to just be an MVP contender this year, which is pretty sweet. Now to get the Penguins to help him out a little bit. But last year, that was number 6 in my collection, so it did bump up 1 spot. At number 4, this one's pretty tough to judge, but this is my 33 Gaudy Paul Wainer in a PSA 5. Again, grades up into the 5+ range don't trade too often, so it's hard to judge values. A couple Pi Trainer 5s have sold recently, and then a PSA, I believe a 7.5 or SGC 7.5 of this sold. So kind of comparing to the Pi Trainer with lower grade values and middle grade values, I've got this one somewhere in the $900 to $1,000 range. Absolutely love the color and clarity of this one. At number 3, I've got my 1953 Topps Jackie Robinson in an SGC 2.5. Very good centering on this one. Really crisp picture. Couple major wrinkles there on the corner, and there's one across his cheek there. But I've got this one somewhere in the $1,000 range. Maybe a little higher based on eye appeal, but Jackies are cooling off a little bit for some reason. And number 2, I've got my Clemente rookie. This is an SGC 1.5. I've got this one at about $1,200. Just because of the snowing. The centering's better than a lot of 1.5s that have sold recently. So it's really tough to kind of guess value off of that. But again, these really low grade vintage cards, 1.5 can mean a lot of different things. So and same problem with my number 1 card in my collection. My most recent addition, this Hank Aaron rookie card, SGC 1. The front doesn't look like a 1 at all, but the back definitely does. Little paper extra, little paper missing. Just another example of how a SGC 1 can mean so many different things. So based on this front eye appeal here, I've got it valued somewhere around $2K. Might not be worth $2K to others, but to me it is. I just love the front of this card so much. So that'll do it for my top 25 of 2023. I'm looking forward to seeing how this list morphs through 2024, and it'll be fun just to see the growth of my collection next year around this time and see just kind of what the card market's doing around that time as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.